Hi everybody, Dr. John Unruh here again. Today we're going to talk about sports and how it's affecting our kids. What I've noticed over the years is as parents we start our kids in sports probably sooner now than ever. Whether that's football, soccer, baseball, whatever, basketball, a number of other ones. All right. So here's some challenges with starting our kids out so quickly in life in these traumatic sports such as football and impact sports like soccer. I mean, all these different things. First of all, our kids, when they're young, their bodies have not developed completely yet. All right. What that means is the bones of the skull are still forming. Okay, in an adult. These bones that form the skull actually come together and form sutures or joints. When our kids are young, these joints are really wide, okay, and there's not much protection there. All right, so that's one area, and then their bones haven't fused, like the ends of the bones and the growth plates and stuff like that have not fused. All right. And so a lot of these things have not developed properly, and what happens is we're putting a lot of strain and stress on these kids' joints, on their bodies, and their bodies aren't developed enough to handle those stresses properly. You know, you take a child and you put him in football right now, and yes, they got helmets on and they've got pads on, but every time they have an impact, when they go head to head, that trauma is transferred into their bodies. All right, as a stress, as nociception, which is it's abnormal feedback to the brain. All right. It's looked at as the body, as the nervous system, as a trauma, all right, as a stress. And if we start that out very young in life, then what that does is it weakens the child, it weakens the individual, and they start having issues very early in life, like knee issues. I see a lot of kids blowing out knees, and ankle issues, and shoulder issues, neck issues, all these different things coming from these traumatic sports. All right. So here's the thing. I'm not against sports. I'm very active in sports. I grew up playing sports. But here's the key. If our kids are going to be in sports and they're going to be exposed to these different traumas and stresses, you have to take care of them. All right, and there's no better way to take care of them than chiropractic care. If there was, I'd tell you and have you go get it there. All right, but there's not, because we've talked about how the nervous system controls everything. And if there is stress to that nervous system, it can cause shifts in the spine. It can cause shifts that cause interference, which now doesn't allow the body to function properly. Now your child goes out there in a weakened state, and they get nailed, and their bodies can't handle it, and they have an injury. All right. So if they're going to play sports, mom and dad, that's fantastic. I'd rather see kids out there active and not on the couch in front of video games. But you got to take care of them differently. All right. You've got to make sure that their nervous systems are functioning properly, that they're 100% in shape to go out there and take on those stresses and have the least amount of effect on their bodies and on their future health, right? Because we know what these traumatic sports are doing to people. Just look what the NFL has gone through in the last few years, about taking care of their employees or their players, all right? A lot of concussions. Concussions are rampant out here, and a lot of them go undiagnosed, all right? So this is big stuff. This is really big stuff, because what you do for your kids now while they're going through these developmental stages as they play sports and all this stuff dictates their health in the future. Think about that. So if they're going to play sports, get them in, get them checked, make sure they're in a a state where they can handle those stresses in the proper way and continue to develop, continue to be their optimal best so that they can perform their best and stay as healthy as they possibly can. And I'm telling you, you're going to make their life easier as far as their health is concerned down the road. All right? So if you have an athlete that hasn't been checked, get them in. We'll do some scans on them, find out how their nervous system is doing. If everything's A-okay, then you know they're going out there. You have the certainty that everything's good. All right? If not, then let's take care of it and make sure we return them to a spot where they can go out there and you have the certainty that you've done all you can to keep them in the game. Fair enough? So 479-621-9006. Get them checked, and we can go from there. All right? Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.